Anna, thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you, Libin. Honestly, I almost canceled. The subject is heavy.
I'm glad you didn't, because what you carry matters, and I think it will help a lot of people.
I hope so. I brought something to say, too, something I finally understand.
Then let's begin the way we always do. Tell me what brought you here.
People keep asking me what happened, and I never know what to say.
That's a very honest answer.
Because I don't have one big story, no car crash, no attack. My trauma doesn't have a single date.
Say more about that.
PTSD has an event. Complex PTSD has a childhood. My trauma didn't have one story, it had a whole childhood.
And if your trauma doesn't have a story, this episode is yours.
I think I've been waiting my whole life to hear someone say that.
Then let's say it carefully tonight. Anna, what has this been like to live with?
Lonely, confusing. I used to think I was just broken. Getting knocked around by a life I couldn't name.
That is exactly how it feels. And you are not broken. You are responding to something real.
But it's been so long. Most days I can't even point to the cause.
That is one of the hardest parts of complex trauma. The cause is everywhere, so it's easy to miss.
Everywhere? That's the word I couldn't find. It was in my own house, so I never saw it.
Before I explain any of it, I want you to hear this. This episode is education, not a substitute for professional help. If something here stirs something heavy, please reach out to someone qualified. You deserve that support.
Thank you. I really do need to hear that reminder.
Chapter 1. Single Event Trauma versus Repeated Trauma. Anna, most people picture trauma as one terrible moment. A crash, a shock, a single breach.
Right, something with a clear before and after.
Exactly. That's what the diagnosis of PTSD originally described. One event you can name on a calendar.
My brothers and I joke that we have an album of small cuts, not one wound.
That image is powerful. Many small cuts, little betrayals repeated over years.
Not one storm, 1,000 ordinary Tuesdays.
Say that again.
For me, it wasn't one storm. It was 1,000 ordinary Tuesdays.
That is complex trauma. It isn't one event. It's repeated harm, often in childhood, often in the home.
So it's not that nothing happened. It's that everything happened.
Yes, and that's why it hides so well. There's no single moment to point to.
There's just this feeling that I'm fundamentally different from everyone else.
Let's hold that feeling, because it's true and it isn't your fault. Your nervous system was shaped by a daily grind.
Daily, emotional care that was never stable. A door that was always a little cracked.
That's the key difference. PTSD is often one event. c-ptsd comes from a long, repeated pattern.
So when people compare traumas, it feels like weighing apples against a whole orchard.
That's a lovely way to say it. And the orchard is harder to see, which is why it feels so lonely inside it.
It really is lonely. No anniversary, no memorial, just a low hum of something's off.
And yet that hum is real. It's evidence, not imagination. Your history wrote it there.
I needed permission to believe that hum was pointing at something true.
You have it. Noticing it is the start. But let's look deeper at where it lives now.
I'm ready. It's scary, but I'm ready.
Chapter 2. Why c-ptsd hides inside your personality.
Oh, this one hurts. Because I built my whole identity around my symptoms.
Tell me what that looked like.
I'm not lazy. I'm not difficult. I'm just broken. I said that to myself for years.
So your pain wore the mask of just who you are.
Exactly. I thought my fear was just my shyness. My jumpiness was just my style.
That's the cruel trick of complex trauma. It's so woven into your early years that you can't tell it apart from you.
I literally thought everyone felt this way and just coped better.
They don't. And you coping at all for so long tells me something important.
What?
That you are strong. This is not a defect in your character. It's a response that once helped you survive.
Say that again, because I need to hear it slowly.
This is not a defect in your character. It's a response that once helped you survive.
I've been calling myself damaged my whole life. Maybe I was calling a survival strategy by the wrong name.
And that reframe changes how we can look at what's underneath.
Because if it's a strategy, it has a reason. It isn't random. It was doing a job.
Yes, it was keeping you safe in a place where your needs were not reliably met.
So all these habits I hate, the vigilance, the people-pleasing, they were armor.
Armor is not weakness. It's what you wore to survive a war no one talks about.
But now I'm not in that war anymore, and the armor is getting heavy.
That's a gentle, important realization. You can set pieces down slowly when you're ready.
I'll rest with that. It's more than I had an hour ago.
Chapter 3. Emotional Flashbacks Explained.
This is the one that had me convinced I was insane.
Talk me through a moment.
Something small, a tone of voice, a door closing, and suddenly I am 7 years old again.
The adult disappears. The child takes the wheel.
Yes, panic, shame. A wave of I am so small and so unsafe that I can't stop.
And all of this happens without a memory attached, right?
That's the terrifying part. There's no image, no event, just the feeling drowning me.
That's an emotional flashback. Your body relives the feeling of the past without the storyline.
So my brain remembers the weather of my childhood, not the date of it.
That's beautifully said. The body keeps the score even when the mind draws a blank.
Then how do I know it's a flashback and not just me overreacting?
The clue is intensity. If the feeling is far bigger than the moment, your history is talking.
That's been years of my life, feeling enormous fear at tiny triggers.
And telling yourself you were overreacting. You weren't. Your body was telling the truth about your past.
It feels so real in the moment, like I'm going to be punished again.
That's important, and it's part of why the next chapter matters so much.
So what do I do when it sweeps over me? I can't just disappear into a memory.
You ground yourself in the present, eyes open. Name 5 things you can see.
5 things I can see. That pulls me out of the flood.
Then remind yourself of the date and where you are now, and that you are safe in this room.
Not safe back then. Safe right now. There's a difference.
Exactly. You don't fight the feeling. You anchor yourself while it passes.
It passes. I need to remember it always passes. It never lasts forever.
Write that down somewhere you'll see it. It's a true thing to hold.
Understanding really does turn terror into something I can carry.
Chapter 4. Toxic Shame and the Inner Critic.
I think this is the deepest one. This is where c-ptsd really holds me.
Let's name it together.
Shame, not guilt. Guilt is I did a bad thing. Shame whispers I am bad.
And that whisper started early, didn't it?
My earliest memories are of being told I was too much, too loud, too sensitive, too much to handle.
Toxic shame says your very being is the problem, not your actions. You.
I hear that voice every day. You'll mess up. You'll be found out. You're the burden.
That's the inner critic. And it speaks in your caregiver's old voice, not your own true voice.
So this critic isn't my enemy. It feels so cruel.
It's not your enemy. It's a scared protector. It kept you small so no one would hurt you.
Kept me quiet so I'd be safe. Oh, that makes an awful kind of sense.
It was never trying to destroy you. It was trying to keep you alive in a home where being seen felt dangerous.
I've been fighting this voice my whole life. Maybe I should start thanking it then.
Gently setting it down, Anna. Acknowledging it without obeying it. That's the practice.
That's a softer goal than I expected. I thought healing meant killing the critic.
It doesn't. It means hearing it, honoring its fear, and choosing a kinder path anyway.
So when I hear you're too much, I can say, thank you for warning me, but I don't believe you.
Yes, then take one small action the old voice would have blocked.
Like sending the text, or taking up space in a conversation.
Exactly. Tiny acts of going ahead anyway. That's how the armor starts to loosen.
It's going to feel wrong at first. I can already feel the pull.
It will. That wrongness is the old map doing its old job. Thank it and stay anyway.
Stay anyway. I think I can practice that.
Chapter 5. Treatment Paths That Actually Work.
Okay, so after all that, how do we actually move forward? I need something real to hold on to.
First, you already started. Naming it changes the shape of the pain.
It does. It feels less like a curse, and more like a wound that can mend.
And mending complex trauma is gentle, layered work. It happens with help.
I keep hearing I shouldn't do this alone.
You shouldn't. Therapies like EMDR and trauma-focused therapy have helped many people, but I'm not prescribing for you.
I understand. You're giving me a map, not a diagnosis.
Exactly. Treat this as a direction to explore with a professional, not a promise.
What does the day look like then?
It looks like naming the flashback when it comes. This is my history talking.
Like stepping out of the flood enough to watch the waves instead of drowning.
Yes, and it looks like speaking to yourself the way you'd speak to someone you love.
Which I've never done. I'm so much kinder to strangers than to myself.
For now, that's enough. You don't have to fix it all tonight. You just have to notice.
Notice the shame, notice the flashback, notice the critic, just notice.
Just notice. That's the whole beginning, and it's a brave one. So, Anna, we've come a long way tonight. What feels different to you now?
I feel lighter, like the weight finally has a name, and names are easier to carry than ghosts.
That's beautiful, and I want everyone listening to hear this. If this echoed for you, you're not alone.
You're not broken, you're not too damaged. You're carrying an old wound that deserves care.
One small thing for tonight, just one.
Yes, one. When you notice a flashback or a hit of shame, whisper to yourself, "That's my history."
Not to fix it, just to name it. That single pause is enough.
Because naming your pain is the first act of loving it, and loving it is how it starts to soften.
That is the whole assignment for tonight. Nothing more.
If you think this was written for you, it was. Millions of people are sitting with this exact struggle.
Subscribe to Healing Minds and we'll keep walking through this together. Gently, week by week.
Take care of yourself tonight. You are worth healing, and it is not too late for you.
Good night, Anna. Good night, everyone. Sleep gently.